think one of the challenges in our Christian lives or our walk with God is that we either picture God as being angry and wrathful, or we have the image of God being kind of impersonal and aloof. Of course, we want to believe that God is love, but even if we do, we kind of in our humanness go back and forth, I think, sometimes between God is love but, or God is love and then is God really involved in my life? Is there really a personal God? And we think, who are we? I mean, the God of the universe, doesn't that God have more important things to worry about than you and me and our trivial concerns and our daily struggles and things like that? So we wonder, how involved is God in our lives? How personal? Or is God impersonal and aloof? In the Bible, there's this beautiful passage. Well, actually, it reminds me too of Paul Tillich, a German theologian, who said one of the most important and challenging things that we can do is to have a personal relationship with what we perceive as an impersonal God. And I think all throughout Scripture, there's these hints, and we see it throughout Scripture, of God trying to say, I'm personally involved with you in your life, in the details, and I'm loving you. And in Isaiah chapter 49, there's a beautiful passage about the servant of the Lord and the restoration of Israel. And in that passage, God says to Israel, saying, how could I ever forget the child that I have? I will never forget you. A mother can't forget its child. I will never forget you. And then in verse 16, there's this beautiful metaphor. And we know God doesn't have a body or hands, things like that. But it says this, I have engraved you on the palm of my hands. So if God had a tattoo, whose name would be on God's arm, would be on God's hands? It might sound kind of silly to even talk about this, but I think it's through Scripture again that God is desiring for us to know how intimately involved and personal He is in our lives and how much He's loving us. Your name is tattooed on the palm of God's hands. My name is tattooed on God's palm. So if we think about always seeing your palm, we are always always in the mind of God. God is always thinking about us, always loving us. And there's a passage in Psalm 139, verse 18 that says, how often do you think about me, God? How many are your thoughts towards me? They outnumber the grains of sand. So think about the grains of sand in the desert, on the seashores, all throughout the world. God's thoughts to us are even more than all the grains of sand. God's thoughts to us, intention of love to us, is constant, ever flowing, always remembering us, always loving us. So what's missing? Maybe just our awareness and our attention and our thought back towards God as much as God is directing God's thoughts towards us. And in James 4:8, there's this passage that says, draw near to me and I will draw near to you. So what's missing? Our drawing near. And the instant that we turn our thought to God, there is God, who has always been there, loving us, and God's love flowing to us. A personal God. What's missing is maybe just our awareness. So, I hope that might encourage you in some way in your walk with God today, those passages and that thought. I hope so. Take what's helpful and leave the rest. And until next time, may you live all the days of your life.